or Michelle with 2 L's at the number 4 salepbc.com. You are listening to Simplicity Radio with Angela Bingham on WGNS 1450 on your dial. Stay tuned for more stimulating conversation.
Local business owners, you know how important it is to be here for your customers. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and I run a small business in Rutherford County too. And I'm here to help you protect your small business. Call me at 615-459-2683.
Hello everybody, this is Coach Scott Oatsfall with LT360, and we are proud sponsors of Simplicity Radio with Angela Bingham. LT360 is an all-natural healthcare company specializing in getting people healthy at the cellular level while nurturing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. We're an all-natural healthcare, so if you struggle with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, or you're looking to get off your medication and change your life, then you can give us a call at 615-815-0390 or lt360.com. And again, you're listening to Simplicity Radio with my sister, woman of power and faith, Angela Bingham.
You're listening to Simplicity Sunday with your host, Angela Bingham, broadcasting live on your good neighbor station, News Radio WGNS, every Sunday from 6 until 7 p.m. Thanks for tuning into the show, and remember, 1 hour of simplicity can change your life in Jesus Christ.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Simplicity with Angie B. Yes, that's me. God bless each and every one of you. We know that simplicity simply means that you have accepted the unconditional love of God in your life. Once you do that, you will know your purpose. Once you feed into that purpose, you have a plan for the rest of your life. You can do it with peace. You can do it with passion. You can do it with power. And guess what? You stop trying to please other people, and then you live freely. And once you do that, you look forward to waking up in the morning and say, what must I do with you? And when I say you, it's me and God. You understand? We become one 2 in 1. And I look forward to just getting up and just being a blessing. Is it good every morning? No, it's not, but it's life. And you learn to live life, you learn to do life, and you learn to be in your being, and your being doesn't become your doing. People get that mixed up, your who and your do. Some people think their do makes them their who, but I do the opposite. I think your who makes your do. Who are you? And why are you here? Once you learn that, God is pleased with you in the earth. I'm telling you, simplicity is only doing just that. You will allow God to love you, and you will love on God. Second, God will teach you how to love yourself. Yes, I said it, and I will not take it back. Learn to love yourself. We're not taught that. Most of us are taught to be selfish, but we need to learn how to be selfless. That way your self-care is still intact and in tune, and you still feel good about yourself. Then third, you learn how to love others. So first, it is God, you, and others, and that is a win-win situation, and it must be in that order. And I'm telling you, once it is, your life begins to flourish. Just think of yourself like the cocoon, the butterfly, the caterpillar, and the butterfly. You have to have that transition in your life to make a transformation. And I want to thank everybody. Those of you who are watching us by YouTube, thank you. We're still on Facebook, right, Jackson? No, Jackson said. Jackson is our producer, and he does it with a spirit of excellence. Just to keep me in order takes a lot. He's doing his head like, Angela, please, come on, girl, come on. I've told you this every week. But we did make some changes, and they've been good changes. And thank you for tuning in with us. Some of you are tuning in 101.9 FM, that's Murfreesboro, and 100.5 is Smyrna FM. And then some of you are tuning in with 1450 AM, and that is one of my favorites. That's how they all started out. If you want to call or text, that number is 615-893-1450. That is 615-893-1450. I would like to tell you that once you listen to Simplicity, 1 hour will change your very life. And then we say at the end that simplicity is not for sometimes, simplicity is for a lifetime. Get yourself together and live life. Live it with freedom. I have guests, and I tell people, you may be here for the first time, but it sure won't be your last. Because I want people to understand that life is to be lived. And sometimes my logo is like you know how they have the sign on the, when you're dead, it goes, what is that called?
EKG.
Yeah. So the mind bounces up and down, and then the cross hits it, because nobody lives a life with a straight path. Everybody got that? You have ups and downs, and then it balances out. You have mountains and valleys, and then it balances out. It develops your character. And when God gave me that, I said, I want that to be my logo, because I want everybody to know that you don't get it right all the time. And who will give you another choice and another chance? And I know, like, I'm a teacher, and I don't like it when somebody throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's all or nothing. You get it right, or you don't get another chance. And I said, I do believe in giving not only second chances, but more chances. And I think that's how God has it in life. That's why I love him so much, y'all, because he keeps loving me even when I don't do right. Ooh. I felt that right there. I have some beautiful guests from Wellness Nashville, and Nurse Jenny, she was here the last time, and now the couple that I was talking about, and we were telling about their testimonies, they are live in the studio, and they look amazing. And I was telling Jenny that I don't know if I want people to call in, so they have to come back. I just would really want you all to listen to them, because our topic is devastation can sometimes make us feel like we're failures. But we coined the show to say restoration after devastation. Live life again. Did y'all like that? Mm-hmm. I did too. And I got that out of your testimony. because I listen over and over and over again. And I always ask God for a message. You know, why did they go through this, and what is the message? And that you all are transparent enough to share it. That's what I really love. So you will be back, and then we'll have open mic. You understand that they can call in and ask questions and all of that. So ladies and gentlemen, if you do have questions, please go to Simplicity with Angie and at gmail.com. Leave them there, and I will get those questions and have them to answer them on their next guest appearance. And we will do that, because I want people to understand that there is life after whatever it is, whether you call it failing forward or falling backwards or whatever. God restores. And our theme this year is building relationships. And when you build relationships, guess what? Love happens. Friendship happens, kinship happens, and all of those ships begin to support each other. So Jenny, Nurse Jenny, yes. Nurse Jenny is one of the nurses at Wellness Nashville. And tell our audience what to expect with Wellness Nashville.
What we do is we take each individual and treat them uniquely. So when you come to us, we do a full assessment. You see our nurse practitioner. We're medically supervised, and our doctor looks over that as well. And so we take each case of whatever is going on with the person, and we come up with a unique treatment plan for that person. So physically, we can help and see, you know, what's going on with that person, and come up with a treatment plan that can help them. We have different modalities that we use to help that person. And it's really just making a connection with that person and supporting them. We like to meet them where they are and uplift them, try to help them get everything they can. One of the biggest things in our treatment plan is with any type of detox, a lot of times that's all it is. But we want to start that relationship with a counselor while they're there, find what works for them, because everybody is so different. So what kind of support system they will need going on in the future. So we try out and talk about and find out, you know, what does that person respond to, and try to, you know, give them options. So if it's something that someone's invested in and they feel like they can choose with you and create a treatment plan that they're a part of, a lot of time that gives them some autonomy in it, and they feel like they get bought into their recovery.
Yes, and your location?
We are located right beside Williamson Medical Center. It's on 100 Covey Drive in the Physicians Plaza, and we're in Suite 309.
Suite 309, making a difference, and that's what I love. Listening to the testimony of Andy and Stephanie Keller, and when I tell you, seeing them in person, it's a match made from heaven. And what I'm glad about is that you didn't break it up because something tried to. Give us some of that walk, Andy, and what made you turn to Wellness Nashville?
Well, thanks, Angela, and thanks for having us this evening. I think the going through a journey like we've gone through is difficult, and I think after so many years of whether it's, you know, alcohol or whatever people are dealing with, for me it was alcohol. And I am a recovered alcoholic.
Hey.
I'm no longer recovering because I've crossed that point. And so I am almost 3 years completely sober, no alcohol whatsoever, no cravings. I can go to a bar, I can go to a restaurant, and it just doesn't have an impact. And going through, I've known Jenny now for almost 30 years. And going through the program, it's not just a detox. It's not just a you sit. It is infusion. So I went through 10 total days, and it depends on the patient. Like Jenny said, everyone's different. And so I was able to go through 10 straight days. It was during COVID. So typically my job was a lot of travel. But with the situation, I was able to just go in and do it on a sequential basis. And so addiction impacts not just the individual, but the family.
I believe that. I believe that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Simplicity Radio. I am your host, Angela Bingham. I have wonderful guests, Nurse Jenny and the Kellers. I would call them that, Kellers from the Cellars. And, I think they're going to sell this program today because it's a lifestyle change. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Be still. We got to pay some bills. We got to pause for the calls.
Hello, everybody. This is Coach Scott Oatsfall with LT360, and we are proud sponsors of Simplicity Radio with Angela Bingham. LT360 is an all-natural healthcare company specializing in getting people healthy at the cellular level while nurturing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. We're an all-natural healthcare, so if you struggle with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, or you're looking to get off your medication and change your life, then you can give us a call at 615-815-0390 or lt360.com. And again, you're listening to Simplicity Radio with my sister, woman of power and faith, Angela Bingham.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose. You do anything to protect your kids. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and it's important to protect them with life insurance. I can make it easy and affordable for you to protect your family.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplicity with Angie. Yes, Angie B, that is me, better known as Angela Bingham. I am so happy to have great guests. I'm happy to see life can turn around. I'm happy to see people can change. I am so happy, and I'm glad that they're willing to tell their story. So if you have a voice and a vision, you got a place to make a decision. And that is right here with Simplicity Radio. I will save a seat for you. So we're going to continue with Andy and Stephanie. And once again, we're talking about Wellness Nashville is located in Franklin, Tennessee. And we were talking about how you began your journey, and you were saying that your addiction was alcohol. And I love what you said when you said, I am recovered with the ED on it. See, ED mean it is done. You understand? And the ING mean it's continuous. He said, I'm not recovering. I'm 3 years clean. Wow. And when I saw your testimony, you were 4 months in. 4 months in. I know this works. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, take pen and paper because they will tell you how to get in contact with Wellness Nashville. This is something you want to make an investment in yourself, and I'm pretty sure Andy and Stephanie will tell you just that. Continue, Andy. And Stephanie, jump in at any time.
So talking about the family impact of addiction, not only impacting the individual, but your spouse, your children, and just everyone around you. And a lot of us deny we're in a bad place. And I knew it for years. And typically, I think we all know we have some level of addiction.
I believe
it. Might be food, it might be opioids, or whatever it is. And I think you got to want to do it. No one's there going to make you get sober. It's something that you got to decide. Now's the time. And me and Stephanie, we talked about it. Probably took me 2-3 years to kind of get to the point where it is time to do something. Now, what do? I talked to my primary care doctor about it. He talked about outpatient, inpatient rehab programs. The success rate is pretty abysmal. It just is because of it just is. Just leave it at that. With this particular program using nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or NAD.
Say that again, because I couldn't say it. I stuck with NAD.
That's the easiest thing to do.
Yes.
So And this is something that's been around for a very long time since, it's been around since our bodies have been around, because it is a natural source within our body. And as the aging process goes, our cells begin to lose their energy and their level of connectivity. So what this does is, and addiction's in the brain. People, I've been in medicine for 37 years. Stephanie's a nurse. And you always talk about the standard of care and FDA and NIH, the acronyms go on and on. But we feel like it's time to change the standard, because sometimes the standard of care is not sustainable. The healthcare dollar we spend today is astronomical. Everybody talks about it, continues to go up and up. So we got to get ahead of this, and we've got to offer solutions that work long term, and that are sustainable. So this is I'm here where I'm at. I don't look back. I have no regrets, obviously. There's the just the financial impact of buying alcohol and consuming it every day, and it adds up every day, every week, month, and year. So, but it comes within, and you as an individual have to decide now is the time, because it impacts me from a health perspective. It impacts the spouse, family, people at work potentially, and just all the way around.
Yes. Stephanie, did you find that you were receptive of this idea? How many times did this idea come across, and the success rate, and just share your heart right now?
Well, at first I thought it was voodoo.
See.
And I was thinking, okay, here's another scam to make money. And then I researched it and I realized it had been around since the 60s, treating alcoholism specifically. And once you research things, your opinions change pretty quickly. And I just said, okay, let's try it. And I thought, okay, we'll try it. What do we got to lose? It's COVID, nothing's going on. And by day 3, he woke up and said, wow, I don't feel foggy at all. And he said, this is really working. And I was like, okay. So I held out. I held out to the end of it. And one of our daughters painted a rock for every week that he was sober, and she would put it on his desk for his little collection of his first year. And he made it all the way to 12, and I had to just be quiet because I was wrong. It worked.
How do you feel? How do you feel saying that she said that she was wrong? Is that often?
He loves it.
We had this on tape, don't we?
Yes. You'll probably never hear that again. But anyway, I'm so happy that you and your daughter painted a rock. Did you say each week? Oh my gosh.
No, I'm sorry, each month.
Each month.
Yes, so he had 12. When he got to 12, then I thought, okay, well, he really wasn't showing any signs of relapse, nor did he want to, nor did it. I think the key is I don't even feel like I want it. And that's when you know that something positive is happening.
And I noticed when you said, Andy, that you could be around it and you still don't even crave it. So that's when you said recovered.
Absolutely. And again, I traveled every week and typically go and eat at a restaurant or sit at the bar. I still did that. I'm like, wow, I just got my water, lemon, and ate whatever, and then moved on. So it really, again, this is a brain issue. It's not a character flaw. It's not something that.
Absolutely.
It's we've got to embrace the fact that our brain needs to be helped to get rewired so that the neurons and all the connected and synapses are flat. It just. That's where we talk about the standard of care. You hear all this about behavioral health and mental health, and it's so real. But this type of illness is you're not in a wheelchair. People don't see you with a cast. So, it's hocus pocus. Well, again, it's in the brain, and your brain is telling you you want that alcohol, you want that opioid. This opioid crisis we have in this country, in this world, is it's sad, and it's up to us to do something about that and make that difference.
Absolutely. You were saying the brain. I know when you have the oxygen levels correct in your brain. I don't know about. I don't have any other addictions, maybe other than food. That's why I said I need to come and make an appointment. But like when that oxygen level is low, I notice I'm more sluggish. So when you're talking about the addiction, what I think, and the therapy that you give, I want you to maybe elaborate a little bit more on that, because brain fog is so general with a lot of people, and we just pass it off sometimes. But if we catch it early, we may not slip into different addictions.
I think, when you're talking about that midbrain, that's where those cravings come from. So also when you're taking substances, you are foggy, but that
absolutely,
that reward center, that midbrain is sort of your reptile brain, as they call it. So that's where everything that you need to survive originates from. So your hunger, your thirst, breathing, eating, all of those things. When you have, take a drink, take a substance, some people are more predisposed to become addicted to things. But what your brain does is, if you're stressed or you're having an issue and you take a drink and you get some relief, your brain is going to tag that and say, this is a better than expected outcome to this. So the next time you're experiencing this, I know what you need to do. As you do that, the threshold changes, right?
Yes,
so
I can see that.
What you drank before, because your brain tries to balance. Since you're having a better than expected outcome, it thinks you need more of it because it's changing its chemistry there. So then you need more to get to that. Then you need more to get to that. And then a physical dependency starts. And what happens when you don't use that, your brain then is saying, you need this to survive. This is what, and so you feel like you're going to die. I mean, you feel like you have to have this. So much so that it can overtake your frontal lobe. So that's your decision making.
Absolutely.
So where you're saying is, this is absolutely horrible for me. I don't want to do this. And then the next thing you know, you're drinking something because it completely overtakes that. So that's with NAD and with the infusion that we use, it helps to get you balanced there a little quicker. It helps to minimize those withdrawal symptoms, those cravings, so you can get some space from that alcohol or that drug. You can get a little bit of space from that to where then that frontal lobe can come back online and you start to have that power of choice back.
Oh, I like that.
Because you don't have a power of choice. It's not a character defect. It's not that they're being selfish. They are operating to survive. And you have to interrupt that.
And I know we were talking earlier about how the manipulation process starts.
Right.
And, some people may have a relationship that has been broken because of the manipulation.
Right.
But like we said, they're not
It's not
bad
the person.
people. It's not the person, but it was the disease that caused that.
We like to reinforce to people that, a lot of times they'll feel like, oh, I've been selfish. I've been picking this over my family. I'm manipulative. I'm all these things. And it's not the person that is that. It's that disease that is. The disease is selfish. It's manipulative. It's because it is you, that midbrain operating for you to survive. So it's not that person. I think when we try to talk with family members and let them know that this is a brain issue, it's not, something that they are choosing over that person. And when you can let someone see the data.
Say that, stop right there. Because I know a lot of people are feeling like their parent or someone chose that addiction over them. And children are not good interpreters, you understand?
Yes.
So say that one more time.
They aren't choosing that.
That
over
is
you.
good.
I mean, it's we see people that come in and they would give anything in this world to not have to take another drink.
Wow.
And they're miserable because they don't want to, but they don't have the power to not. And, it's a horrible place for them to be. They're suffering just as much as their family is suffering. And so if you can try to help them see somewhat of this is a process. It's a physiological process that's going on. It's in the brain. And so that takes some off of them where they can say, okay, I can see that. Now what do we need to do to help this? Because there's so much shame.
Yes.
And you have to try to walk through that. So that's where therapy comes into to help deal with those things.
Now, do you all with the NAD therapy, do you do the family counseling and I noticed that Stephanie, you were saying that what really impressed you because they had a physician on board.
Right. I felt safer. I actually went in and met her, and I think with this program, the key is you've got the physiological side that the NAD can take care of, but they don't just send you out the door then.
See.
You are introduced to a counselor who is now our family friend, basically, and she took over, and I didn't have to worry about a whole lot because as long as he went to his appointment, I just didn't worry. But I think all of the different angles, because without therapy, you're not going to get to the root cause of why you started.
Exactly.
Because we were talking earlier, Andy, that my little coin phrase that I coined was, what demon traumatized you will dramatize you. And the trauma in your life, when you don't deal with it, will bring drama to your life. And it's drama that you didn't choose. You're on a stage that something else put you on. And what I admired about their testimony was Andy took charge with the permission of his wife. And I said, I don't mean like permission like, dear, go. But when you have someone that says yes with you, I think it's easier to handle it and do it. Because I feel that's some forgiveness there of saying, we can make this. We can make this happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I see them in the studio, and I told them that their skin and their just presence, it looks so beautiful. And Stephanie even said in the video, and I started laughing. She said his hands used to be so rough. And how it even changed the skin. And she said he works and he does this. And I told her, I said I could see the love for her husband through the video. And I do thank Wellness Nashville for that. I thank Andy's commitment for that. I thank Stephanie for undergirding your husband and still being beside him, because it's easier not to help than to offer help when it has been broken.
Right.
She's dealt with a lot in 34 years.
You need to take her to Hawaii and back. You've been there already.
It's a lot more than that.
Really?
You mentioned the demons, and we all have demons.
Yes.
I'm convinced of that, and it's. I think Stephanie even said it's time to face your demons, and so that's powerful to look in that black dark closet and say, man, there's some skeletons or they're the demon, and it's time to smash it, get past it, smash it past it, move on. So, and I want to say too, NAD is not just about addiction. Inflammation is, we all have some level of inflammation, especially the older we get.
Yes.
I know it's hard for me to every morning to get out of bed, but the inflammation is the beginning of a lot of disease, and so it has a phenomenal impact on that. I'm approaching 60, and it's like, wow, I feel better about it. I have gone back in for a booster, and I'm going to go back in for another, because I think the ongoing therapy around it, as far as the physiological piece of it, is important to maintain that and then live on from there.
Yeah, and the investment that we make in ourselves for our health and for our wellness. Do you feel like that it's a good investment for anyone. Like you said, it's not only about addiction, but inflammation, the brain fog. Oh, Lord, you should have knocks on the door, phone calls out of this world because we all feel that every now and then. But I want to know, is the investment, was it worth the cost? Was it a loss? Was it, the best thing could have happened since sliced bread?
Absolutely. I think we always talk about the return on investment, the
Yes.
ROI, and you look at just the simple financial piece of the alcohol you're buying and you're spending. And I did lose 20 pounds, so that was, that was a
wife, you like that?
that was a plus. Actually, kept most of it off. So.
See, that's good.
Yeah, just feeling alert. Just having that alertness. And someone commented on my skin in terms of just the way that looked, and just having brighter eyes, I guess. Better way to put it. So
I think too, when you think about alcohol use over a long period of time, there's a lot of health issues that come up with that too. I mean, esophagus, esophagitis, stomach problems, liver, cirrhosis, all of these things that will add up, as far as you having to take care of, because those, it can cause a lot of chronic illness. So when you find something to help you get away from that alcohol use, that's a big investment in yourself too, that you're not going to be spending down the road trying to manage a lot of these chronic health issues.
Yes, and even talking about that, a lot of people may not have the benefits, the overall benefits that like Andy has experienced, because the suicide rate is high as well. So if we save one life and then just save plenty others, I think Wellness Nashville will get a crown, you understand? And when I see Andy, I see millions of people. I see millions of people standing up in him, and just to be that voice.
Yeah, we're all 1 or 2 degrees of separation from someone.
Absolutely.
Who has some addiction. I'll come back to opioids because it's such just a horrible issue we're faced now, and it's been ongoing for 20 years or more. And it's like now everyone's kind of waking up to the fact that we have a problem. And I'll be honest, Big Pharma, we have to thank for that.
Yes.
That's a whole other story, another conversation.
It sure is.
It's those are the types of things we've got to stand up, change that standard of care, and it is something that again is natural. It's in our bodies already, and what we're doing is allowing our reconnective tissue, if you will, to reconnect and get stronger. And I'll leave my cell phone with you, Angela.
Oh,
I
please.
Anyone who wants to talk at a very confidential level, we're very Wellness National is very discreet about how it's done. The name's not even on the door, so it's
wow.
Kind of have not a secret knock necessarily, but it is very discreet, and so I think that it's important to know, because there's some shame with that. I don't know why. Just the whole stigma that's been forever and ever. So we'll leave my cell phone. If someone calls and asks to talk to me, I'm more than happy to do that, because it's a life changer.
Yeah, I was telling sharing with Nurse Jenny and Britt that I would love to get a connection going with community in churches. Because to me that is a good place to hide, and people are not as transparent as we should be, and sometimes they don't allow you to say what is going on with you. Right. It's not necessarily an addiction, but things could be going awry, and I just think that we need to be able to talk to somebody. And if you can't do that in the church and in your family, where can you do it? Then you go to other things to, make a solution out of the problem.
I think that's the biggest thing I like to say is, the alcohol and drug is not the problem. Everybody will say that's the problem. It's that person's solution.
Right.
It's their solution for what they are trying to treat. So giving them a different solution is, giving them some time away from the substance, and to do that counseling and have that support system to then figure out what that is they're trying to treat, and then they do have a different solution.
Yes,
to
and
it.
that power of choice. When anybody or anything you do, ladies and gentlemen, when it takes your power of choice away, you are on your way of destruction.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I said, I love God, and it's no secret. I don't even want it to be a secret. I tell everybody, even God gives us choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right or wrong, you still have a choice. And that's how I live my life. Even when people try to say, well, no, people shouldn't do this, I said, well, I agree, but they still have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how Wellness Nashville brings back that power of choice. Could you please tell our audience how to contact Wellness Nashville?
Yes, you can call 615-588-0231.
And slow it down in your radio voice, Miss
Okay.
Jenny.
Deanna was good for that. I don't
Wasn't
have
she?
it. Yeah.
Hey, Deanna.
615-588-0231.
Fabulous. Look at her, y'all.
You can also, if you like to email, it's Jenny B at wellnessnashville.life. That's my email, so that's another way.
And give it again.
Jenny B, Jenny B,
As in beautiful.
at wellnessnashville.life.
Awesome. How long has Wellness Nashville been in operation?
We have been seeing patients since 2018. We've been a licensed outpatient detox clinic since 2019, January.
I love the word detox because so much stuff is toxic in our body.
Right.
And just to clean all of that out. And when I see Andy, he just looks like he's just so present. He's just here and he knows his purpose now. And I really love that detox. I think we should detox our bodies anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do it through NAD, when he said the infusion, let our audience know what that is.
So it's a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide.
Girl, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get an A+ on saying that the next time.
And so
took me a
that's
year.
that is part of it. We do, that infusion helps with making cravings manageable, and it also helps to minimize withdrawal symptoms. So that is, one of the things that can really help, because withdrawal is horrible. It's scary. If anybody's been through it, that is one of the biggest barriers to going to treatment, because it is a horrible, horrible thing to feel. So that helps with that. We also have NIH cleared device that we use now as well, and it's something called Sparrow. There's one called the Bridge too, and it's a neurostimulation device. And what it does is it stimulates the vagus nerve. You put it on the ear, and it is almost amazing to watch. So when someone is in opioid withdrawal, you will see a lot of eyes watering, can't be still, yawning, just cold and shivering. Once we put that on, within 20 minutes, we will see an 80% reduction in their COW score. And the COW score is just a scoring you do to rate withdrawal. So 80%. We will literally see the eyes stop watering, stop yawning, get still. So when you have, we try to give everybody all the tools that we can throw at them. So if we are doing an infusion, we have, a neurostimulation device to help with the withdrawal. We are taking labs to see, are you low in ferritin? Which can cause increased anxiety, which can be a reason that people self-medicate. We try to look at all angles as far as the physiological piece. And then as soon as they get to that point after day 2 or day 3 where they are in a little bit of a better place and clear, then we start introducing the counseling piece where they can really get in and get connected.
Yes. And when you were talking about the addictions, and just so happened Andy's addiction was alcohol, but Wellness Nashville goes beyond just the alcohol addiction. I know you were talking about the food cravings, and we were talking about the wellness part, just like inflammation and whatsoever.
A lot of post-COVID.
Yeah.
So much
Have you heard?
neuroinflammation.
Yes. Have you heard about the COVID brain?
Yes.
a lot of children are having that, and the school system. You all listen to me, school system teachers and principals and whoever. We need to adjust to this because it's real.
It is. A lot of neuroinflammation, or people are seeing after post-COVID, which causes the brain fog, just having a hard time having the. We see people coming in and they're just having such a hard time with the concentration level, being so fatigued, long haulers. And so with NAD, it has we see a very big reduction in inflammation markers when people do that. And with the clarity of mind as well, we have treated lots of post-COVID people that have seen some significant improvement.
Awesome. Now, some of my friends, I'm going to recommend you to Wellness Nashville because I keep talking to you, and now God has given you an answer in the natural because I'm praying for you in the spirit. And I just think that this is an avenue for you to try. It is worth the investment because it's investing in you. And we want to live a long time. And I don't know about you all, but I want to live out my lifespan being healthy and wealthy and wise. And wealthy is not always having money, but I'm not going to dismiss that part because I want that part too, because I think wealth, a true wealthy person lifts up others to have their personal best in life. That's true wealth to me. And I want to live that. I want to have a testimony that when I die, that I lived my life and I left empty. I didn't leave anything inside. I got it, poured it all out, all this good love that God gave me. I want to pour it out on people. And I want to have a sense of forgiveness. And I want to point the way. If this is the way for you right now, I'm going to ask Jenny to give it again. Please, paper, pencil, write it down, put it on your refrigerator, and do not procrastinate. I'm going to say that one more time. Do not, that's my teacher voice, procrastinate. They need to hear from you and get in as quick as you can. Last time you all offered a discount. If you go and you mention Simplicity, whatever they're doing at that moment, you mention Simplicity and they will simply give you something for just mentioning that, because we want you to have the best life ever, and it's time to do that, and the time is now. Jenny, please give Wellness Nashville a shout out. You have my blessings, because I want you to change one life, one drip at a time.
Right.
Y'all like that?
I do, because we use that drip.
Come on now.
So give us a call at 615-588-0231. Or you can email me at Jenny, JENNY, at wellnessnashville.life.
Phone call only costs time. There's no cost to call Jenny and have that conversation and see
Or
if you're
you.
or
Right.
me. Call me. I am going to leave my cell phone number
Yes,
with
yes.
Angela. Sincerely mean that. I also want to thank my daughters.
Call their names out. Give them a shout out.
Haley just turned 30, and Mackenzie, 25, and fiance Carson.
Uh-oh.
So it's big stuff coming on.
That's right. So, Dad, you got to get up money for the wedding.
And of course, I thank my wife who given me a ton of support.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I love seeing people in the studio. She has not stopped smiling since she's been here. She's looking at him with googly butterfly eyes, and I'm like, now, how long y'all been married? And they still like and love each other. How long have you been married?
34 years.
34 years.
This month.
And you talk
you remembered. Oh, honey.
Yeah.
He always remembers. I'm the one that forgets.
Really?
I think, when you're talking about pouring everything out, it's for me, and I know the other clinician, in clinic and our nurse practitioner and doctor, it is so much a part of what feeds us.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing and hearing, your daughter's getting married. I've met your daughter, Haley. She's so precious. And just knowing that you have that clarity of mind that you can be fully present to experience all this. It gives so much back to us. It's really what we strive for, and that's so important to us. We get so invested in everyone that comes in. We get such close relationships with people, and so it's been the best thing ever just to be able to see people thrive.
I know.
And feel like you're, having some part of helping them find a way. They're doing the hard work, not us, but just being able to be a part of that with them.
Yeah, because I noticed when Stephanie said now the family therapist is the family friend. And when everybody is rooting for you, and sometimes what I've noticed even in the teaching profession, when I had special needs children, people tend to gather together and support for every achievement that we possibly can put in them and get out of them. And I think that's just an example for every profession. Every profession is to help one another. True leaders lead people to greatness. Now, if you are a dictator, it means you're leading with fear, and you haven't really faced the fear in yourself. But when you're free to lead, you lift up others to be the best. And being the best sometimes is, can I talk to you? What are you hiding? I want people to look in my eyes, and if something is going wrong with Angela, check me.
Right.
Pull me to the side and say, now you acting a little different, you looking a little strange, because sometimes we just need to know that people care enough.
Right.
To just say stop. Get out. Don't get on the rat race or the wheel, and then next thing you know, you're just doing that rat race over and over, waking up to the same old just nothings. Emptiness. What's another word?
Hopelessness.
That's a key word. Hope is. We all want hope. We all need hope, and through God. I mean, that's the main source of hope and truth.
Amen. That's my main. I tell people they honored me yesterday for community service. Feeding the homeless, and just my mom from an early age. People were at our table. We had the nations at our table, and MTSU, their friends brought friends, and their friends brought friends. So it just all colors of people were at our table, nationalities and cultures, and I love it, And so to me, that hope, that sharing, that caring, that just giving to people, and making somebody's life. And we did it through food. So they honored me, and I said, I don't care if you don't know my name, if you don't remember my name, Angela Bingham. I said, but what I do care is that you remember the Jesus that you saw in me. If I leave you with that, that's my life desire. And when my time is up in the flesh, I want them to have fun. I want them to praise God, have a good church service, have some good music and all that good stuff, do some good eating. But I want them to know that I love God, and the best thing they could do for me if they don't have God in their lives is to get to know Him as Lord and Savior. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a wonderful time right here on Simplicity Sunday, and I love bringing realness to you, because once you see that somebody else did it and they went through it, guess what? That's hope for you. And like Andy was saying, hope means a lot, and keep hope alive, and so you won't be empty of joy, and that you can live life and thrive. And you can do this through Wellness Nashville. And when we say this, we're saying because I believe in it, because I've read so many testimonies, ladies and gentlemen. And like Stephanie was saying, when the research is behind it, it's time for you to stop searching and just do it. Change your very life. There is an announcement that I would like to make, and that is a revival is going on May the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. And that's 7 p.m. nightly. It will be at First Baptist Church on East Castle Street in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I know this revivalist. His name is Tellis Chapman, and he is from Galilee Missionary Baptist Church in Detroit, Michigan. I heard him years ago, and let me encourage you. If you have something planned, cancel it. Because you need to be there and hear him. And when I tell you that he leaves nothing unturned, he talks about what it takes to get saved, be saved, before you were saved, during your salvation, after salvation. And I love good men of God, women of God, when they do just tell the whole story. You understand? Don't give me the Sunday school answer. Tell me the bones and the skeletons, whatever made you rattle, but it brought you to Jesus Christ. That's how I want to know all of that. But so each night it starts at 7 p.m. And I'm thinking Wednesday nights it starts at 7:30, then the other 2 nights at 7 p.m. But you want to be there. And Smith Fork District Association is sponsoring this, and the moderator of that district is Dr. Jerry D. Marable, and you want to be there. That's all I want to say. I hope I see you there. And if you heard it from the Simplicity Radio, just come up to me and just give me a big old juicy hug. Now, COVID is still real to me, but I told the Lord, I said, Lord, shield me from every disease. I don't want it to come near my dwelling. So far, he's done it. So tomorrow, when Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, let me see what is May the 3rd and 4th, or whatever, May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we're going to be COVID free. Okay. So we want some hugs getting up in there. And what I have noticed too with Wellness Nashville, I believe you're a part of Simplicity family. I have adopted you. And what I want, like I said, to get in these churches, get in these organizations, and I understand that you will come in, or they can meet you. You can meet them. Yes. The people that have gone through the program are willing to talk to people openly and being transparent. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have many addictions, like we said, but you don't have to end up with that addiction in life. Yep. Oh, I just feel like screaming up in here, because I'm happy about this, because change can come to you. Jackson, we want to thank you once again for being an awesome producer. And Jackson is a handsome single man, but he is spoken for. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to say thank you for tuning in to us tonight. We want to say that simplicity is not for sometimes. Simplicity is for a lifetime. And I want to say we're not out of talk, but we are out of time. Good night.
This is Pastor James M. McCarroll.